Enjoy some of those weekend plans. Today, some rain will be around, a couple showers. It's possible we could get a rumble of thunder in there. I just think the storm chances are going to be a little lower for us later this afternoon, largely because of all the cloud cover and how cool our temperatures will stay over the next several hours. Best chance to see scattered showers and likely a couple thunderstorms will come back into the forecast tomorrow as we start to see a little bit more of that heat working back in, and that is going to be a trend that carries us through the end of the work week. Right now, it's just been waiting on the rain that's been sticking around the area this morning to slowly clear out of here. It's moving to the north to northwest, so we are starting to see more of those showers, especially the more steady ones, clearing out of our western counties. Now, the rain that was impacting Cleveland within the last hour, that is now out over the lake, and it's just a couple hit or miss areas of very light rain out across our far eastern counties like Lake, Ashtabula, and even parts of Geauga County, with most of our southern zones staying quiet for at least now. But we're watching some activity across southern Ohio, as that brings us our next best chance to actually see any rain across the area. Temperatures, if you're stepping out for lunch, upper 60s to about lower 70s, so definitely warm, very muggy, and that's going to be a trend that sticks with us the next several days thanks to that southeast wind really helping to pump in some of that moisture. So even with all these clouds that we'll hold on to later tonight, you're not going to lose a lot in that heat department, with most of us seeing overnight lows eventually only dropping into the lower 60s. We'll talk about your hour-by-hour opportunities for us to see rain today, headed into tomorrow, coming up in your first alert forecast. We have a little bit of an active weather pattern that's going to stick with us through the rest of this week. So that means you have an almost daily opportunity to pick up on some of those showers. We saw them around the area earlier this morning. It's possible we get a few more rolling through as we progress through the rest of this afternoon. And you could see an isolated storm in the mix, though I think out of all the days that we have here, likely today is going to bring the lowest storm risk, mainly because your temperatures are just a little bit cooler than where we will be as we go through the rest of the work week. And we just don't have a lot of breaks in those clouds to allow that temperature to warm up, to give more fuel for the potential for a few more storms. That, I think, looks a little bit more likely headed into tomorrow afternoon. We get a nice dry start to the day, maybe a couple peaks of sunshine in here, and that should help to warm up our atmosphere a little faster and give you those more widely scattered showers and storms. Then coverage becomes a bit more isolated as we go into your Thursday and Friday, and the timing looking more so to be overnight into the early morning hours before our cold front then arrives for us on Saturday. And you will really feel the effects of that once we get into your Sunday. But Saturday is going to be windy, and it will likely feature a few showers around first half of the day, so just be mindful of that for any weekend plans you might have. As for today, we're still holding on to a lot of that cloud cover. You'll notice your hour-by-hour forecast still bringing back an opportunity for rain. May take a little bit of time to bring some of that moisture back into our area, but do know that a couple more showers will be possible over the next several hours, with temperatures at best about upper 60s to lower 70s. So if you're headed downtown for the Guardians game, maybe you have tickets to the Cavs game later, keep the rain gear with you, because I think earlier on in the evening, that's when you stand the best chance of having some of that rain around. We should trend a little drier later we go into tonight, though we'll still hold on to the kind of verbiage of an isolated rain opportunity, just in case that moisture wants to linger along just a little bit longer. You'll notice a couple showers that we have out there now, largely starting to clear out of our area. We're just waiting to see how well activity can blossom down closer to the south of I-70. So that's what we'll watch as we go through the rest of this afternoon. Your future view, I think a little overly excited on the rain chance, because it's not necessarily doing the best job at picking up where we have the rain right now, but at least there will be an opportunity, I would say, through about 7 to 8 o'clock, where we could still see a couple of those showers in the mix before we eventually trend a lot drier. And that trend should hold us headed into early tomorrow morning, before then we start to see a couple more showers and potentially a few more storms in the mix as temperatures tomorrow afternoon warm into the mid 70s. But get ready, it's going to be humid. It's going to be really warm as we go through the end of this week, with temperatures back into the low 80s. Couple opportunities for some showers and storms. And then once that cold front rolls through on Saturday, it is a big change up to our weather pattern, and one that's likely going to keep us trending well cooler than average headed into next week.